Hello, and welcome back to Talk Talk Live. We are back, we are live, we are back, we are live. Thank you for joining me here on Talk the Talk Live on a Thursday night. Hope you are good, hope you are well on this rather rainy Thursday in the city of Toronto. Hope you had a great week. The weekend's here, Super Bowl weekend's here. Hope you are gonna have plans for that if you enjoy football in and of itself. I enjoy two brands of football, of course. My Arsenal are playing on against Brentford on Saturday at 3 o'clock, which is a rarity. But they're playing Saturday at 3 this weekend, which works out well for me. And then Sunday you have the big game, the Super Bowl happening Sunday night. I have the Chiefs myself. I have the Kansas City Chiefs myself. I think Mahomes is, well, the gold standard, and I think he'll pull it out again this year. Again, he's been at 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And there's a reason for that, because he is who he is. And thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live, sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hello to my YouTube people as well. Thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live. So, many a topic are forthcoming, and also to that extent, we have a few changes are coming along the way in terms of the studio equipment. So, looking forward to that. I thought I'd just go black tonight. I just go back to black tonight, doing my all black thing. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. And yes, let's begin with the show again. Part of the reason why I'm wearing black is in condolences for those who have died in the earthquake in Syria and in Turkey, and also to the kids who died in Quebec this week. Yes, a few tragic circumstances. So I wish those who have suffered, my deepest condolences, and I hope that they can find peace in this terrible time. R.I.P. to those who have suffered during that time. Hello, everyone, to Talk Talk Live. Thank you for joining me here on IG and YouTube. We are back. We are live on a Thursday night. I thought I'd go in black tonight. I hope it serves me well this evening. I hope I look okay. So, again, I'm just saying hello to my people out there. And, yeah, let's get into it. Now, boss chicks. The word boss chick. Now, again, It's a word in like recent nomenclature, in the Urban Dictionary. It's a more recent word, and it's something that we've come to expect from a woman who's single, independent, doesn't need a man, and who has her stuff together, and is ready for the challenges and travails of the world, even if it is in a solo capacity. In fact, thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live. Let's go into the browser here. Let's define what boss chick is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to span over to the camera here. I hope you can see what we're doing here on YouTube. Let's define what a boss chick is, because I don't want to get my words wrong here. Boss chick meaning, here we go. Yes. Yes, indeed. A boss chick is not looking for, this is from Google. I'm just Googling this up. A boss chick is not looking for handouts. She is looking to negotiate for the most favorable bid. This is a woman that does not use or manipulate that which is around her, but instead she conveys value, inspires hearts, motivates minds, and engages those who support her vision. So it's her vision. It's her story, as they say. Not his story, her story. And it's come to be known in the modern nomenclature over the last couple years. Yes, let's go to the Urban Dictionary, the one place where we can officially define what the name is. Yes, indeed. Now again, a boss chick in the Urban Dictionary, ladies and gentlemen, in the Urban Dictionary, a boss chick is a real woman. Well, I hope she is. She is a real woman that's got her money right and is ahead of the game. There should be a full stop there, but again, we're not here for English. We're here for a definition, aren't we? So she knows how to hold, and again, you can see this on Talk Talk Live on YouTube tonight. Thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. As we go on, she knows how to hold her own and never lets anyone talk down on her. I would say to her, but again, we continue. And wherever she goes, she's well respected. You'd think there's a full stop there, but no, it's a run-on sentence. We continue. She is an independent female, and anything she wants in life, she achieves. There should be a full stop there, but we continue. It's a run-on sentence. She always aims high and reaches for greater things. Again, this is the time when you put a period down, but there are no periods here. There are no periods here, even though this is the definition of a boss chick. Yes, her standards are high and never lowers them. For any man, there's a full stop there again. But we're continuing. She's on a roll. Her style is classy and sophisticated, and always got her hair and nails on point. No bitch can compare to a real boss chick. Oh, well, hey, you know what, guys? That is a winning definition of what a boss chick is. Now, again, perish the thought of any periods, commas, or anything as such, but it's a run-on sentence, and it's a woman who was in a hurry, quite simply, and again, we have defined what a boss chick is. So again, let's define what a boss chick is. It's a real woman that's got her money right and is ahead of the game. She knows how to hold her own and never lets anyone talk down on her, and wherever she goes, she's well respected. She's an independent female, and anything she wants in life, she achieves. She always aims high and reaches for greater things. Her standards are high and never lowers them for any man. Her style is classy and sophisticated and always got her hair and nails on point. No bitch can compare to a real boss chick. There it is. In full. And in run-on sentence. So we got it there. So that's from the Urban Dictionary, what a boss chick is. So again, as it's denoted there, it is a woman who basically has her stuff together. Is not she is let me get a few of these adjectives right. Well respected, independent. She achieves, aims high, and reaches for greater things. She likes greater things. Her standards are high, again. Never lowers them for any man. That's a key. For any man, her style is classy and sophisticated and always got her hair, nails on point. No bitch can compare to a real boss chick. So, as we see here, this is a woman who's single, independent, don't need no man, and never lowers her standards for a man. So basically, she's basically put it out there that she doesn't need a male companion in her life. She's there and she's willing to go out and do things on her own, and relationships come second to a boss chick. Quite simply here. It's all about getting that money right. It's all about getting that money right first. It's money right first. Just say hello to a few people out there in the group. Thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live. It's all about getting her money right, and it's all about being ahead of the game. So, I mean, it's quite clear that this woman doesn't need a man. She doesn't need the protection of a man. She doesn't need the provision of a man. She doesn't need the profit side of a man. She doesn't need the decision making of a man. She has everything under control. That's what a boss chick is. She's got it all. And she's willing to kowtow to no man. Now again, to those ladies who are in the chat who are boss chicks, please raise your hands. Please let me know if you are indeed one of these ladies, a boss chick. I would love to hear from you, and how you live your boss chick life. Again, do call in and let me know. But again, we're going to continue with the show. So to all the men out there, this is who again. This is the definition. Does it denote a woman who wants a man? Not really. This is a woman who wants to prove her worth. I mean, and quite simply, I mean, boss chicks fall into the modern woman category of women, and in other words, I mean, they go to college to prove themselves independent, not needing a man, while other women, who are more traditional, go looking for a man. She's the one who wants to prove the world wrong, that she doesn't need a man. She can stand strong and independent on her own. So again, that's all well and good. Now again, we have. I mean, name your boss chick, but we have one boss chick in mind here now, who's clearly winning, and who's clearly doing her thing in the business world, and that is this lady here. If you can see it on Talk Live on IG and YouTube, is this lady here? Let's just blow her picture up for a second. Let me see if I can, get this. There we go, perfect. This is Coach Stormy. You can see it here on Talk Live. This is Coach Stormy. Now, Coach Stormy was a one-time stripper and is now a paragon of virtue within the a paragon of and a maiden in the business world. Lord knows she has the feathers to prove it, and she is, as they say, doing well in life. So let's read about her quickly. And now this is the first archetypical boss chick woman, and she defines that way for herself on Talk Live. Thank you for joining me. So that's Coach Stormy. Let's read up. Let's do a background on her just on a quick second here. Okay, let's just see what we have here. Yes, okay. We have her story here. Now, Coach Stormy is or as her full name is, Stormy Wellington. Is also known as a millionaire lifestyle coach, entrepreneur, investor, reality TV personality, and founder of Girl Hold My Hand Inc., a charitable foundation, movement, and group that looks to support women who have experienced adversity and put them on a path to success. So it's a woman helping women reach their financial and worldly goals. And yes, Wellington is known for her intense coaching style and wealth, which she claims to have earned through her multi-level marketing and direct sales system. Now, again, if it's whether it's on the level or not, that's not for me to say. But again, she's clearly a success, and we shall not judge that. And clearly she's a success. In October 2022, she became a topic of discussion and criticism on TikTok after a video after of her calling someone's plate of food low vibration plate went viral, inspiring some to call her a scammer, using the variety of products and services she sells as evidence of this, and accuse her of running a pyramid scheme. So, as I said to you before, nefarious business means. However, she's proven to be a success thus far. If she's investigated, who's to say? But again, if she stands the test of time, all the power to her. All the power to her. But there are rumors that she is running a pyramid scheme through this, Girl Hold My Hand Inc. Incorporated, this Girl Hold My Hand business. But again, she's on her way to success. Now, before she became a millionaire, Wellington was an exotic dancer. Yes, she was. She was for the streets. Indeed, and she made it out of the streets. I don't know if again, some would say she never made it out of the streets, but again, she was fully in the streets then. She made her first TV appearance on TV in the, as I said, 2011 reality series Amateur Millionaires Club, which lasted for one season. The series follows several black women who have recently become millionaires, documenting their rise to wealth and how they have adjusted their newfound lifestyle. Wellington is one of the women who was showcased, and according to the My Story section of Wellington's website, stormywellington.com, she made her money through multi-level marketing and direct sales. So, again, so that's how she got there. Now, again, I'm just finishing off this description here before we dive into if she is indeed a boss, her being a boss chick, and the toll it took on her to be a boss chick. So over the following years, Wellington started Girl Hold My Hand Inc. and began offering her services as a lifestyle coach with the goals of helping women, particularly women of color, thrive through adversity and becoming millionaires. Wellington sells numerous products through her website, including CBD products, a weight loss plan, skincare products, and a $490 annual subscription to Girl Hold My Hand I Am Woke community. Okay, so there you go. There is a subscription business that she has there, which includes access to life coaching resources from Wellington. And in January 2022, the Washington Note posted an article claiming Wellington is worth $3 million. So again, she's marketed herself well. She has these CBD product, weight loss plan, skincare product, and annual subscription program initiative that has made her a little bit very, very wealthy and is worth $3 million. Now, you think this is a woman who has it all. This is the quote unquote quintessential boss chick, if you might say so. And again, there are many black women who are boss chicks, so she's an inspiration to millions of black women that are out there. And there are others who can be considered boss chicks, like a Kylie Jenner, a Rihanna, and Kim Kardashian. But again, with that, these are ladies who have used their television stardom or music stardom or entertainment stardom and parlayed that into the business world. And that's usually the way of the boss chick these days. Usually there are some, ladies who are quite understated, whose stories haven't been told, who have made their way to a success in the business world. However, this is one who has done it this way, and but for the most part, it's usually through inheritance or through through the entertainment industry. So rarely do you find women making it in the business world as she has. Now, let's just get into her story here. So again, I'm going to turn to our description from our lady here, Pink Boot Lessons. Now, Pink Boot Lessons is it's a red pill. It's a female red pill take on it's a red pill take from a female perspective, and she's doing wonderful work out on YouTube. And I came across this video, and that features Ms. Wellington, that features Coach Stormy, and it's a video called "The Truth About Why Modern Women Are So Unhappy." Now, again, Coach Stormy is the protagonist of this YouTube post. And she goes into depth on how to her rise to fame, and yet how being a boss chick has weighed on this woman's psyche. So we're going to play that for you now. And thank you for joining me in Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are back again on a Thursday night. Let's go.
Best mom and the best wife. I may not teach you how to get married. We're going to have some money. That's what we're going to have. We may not be the best wives, because I don't know how to be all submissive to no man, especially no king, no man ain't being no king. I'm not going to tell you to bow down and be submissive to this, for real. But I'm going to tell you how to get some money. Yeah, that's what I promise.
Now again, she leads off. I mean, judging from the photos, this is not a lady who's shy. Who's shy at all. And you can check this out on my YouTube channel on Talk Live. Now, this is a lady who's not shy. And she's literally telling the world that her lifestyle makes no room for men. Makes no room for men at all. Does not allow for a woman to be submissive at all. Again, this is for the modern woman, as they say. This is a modern woman. This is a modern woman's, business, and and she is, looking for modern women to buy into this business that I've already talked to you about. So again, let us continue.
I promise my people that I may not know how to teach you how to be a submissive little wife, because I'm not married, and there's a reason why. I got work to do in that area. Maybe I just not supposed to be all booed up because that's going to take me away from the ultimate mission, which is economic elevation. Or maybe God ain't put me with my match yet, but you know the truth.
Now, here's the thing. Ladies, you know what? There is a distinct reason why she put that out there. Okay? Usually, what you long for, you dismiss. So, in this instance, she leads with the fact that I'm going to lead you to a path to wealth and to success. However, she literally says here, she was not made to be a wife. She was not learned to be a wife. Maybe that wasn't in the plans one day. You know she longs for it. She longs to be a wife. She longs to be a high value man's wife. That's where she wants to be. That's where she needs to be. That's where she likes to be. Not saying need, but that's where she wants to be in future. However, she's come to the reality that it's not for her. And she's wondering why. Now, she's saying it's not God's plan. No, it's not exactly not God's plan. It's not your plan. If you get my drift. She's not exactly doing the necessary work to find a man, and she doesn't want to. She never did. She never wanted to do. She wants to be in business. She wants to. What she wants is the best of both worlds. Let's call it a spade. Let's call it a spade. Let's make it a full buck. She wants to have her business, and yet she wants to have a high value man. Now, how much of a success she is, that remains to be seen. Quite simply, it's not happening. But she's coming to the realization that she cannot have both. She can't be a boss chick and yet have that man she ultimately wants, that high value man. It's not in the cards. No high value man would take her on. No, because again, there are drawbacks to that. But we'll allow her to continue.
The truth is, I bet you me and my girl don't be broke. I bet you up in alignment with me don't be broke though. I bet you that. I bet you that. I bet you me and mine don't be broke. Be careful who you follow. I bet you won't. I bet you we don't be broke though.
So that's how she covers up.
I bet you that.
Oh, let me stop that right there for a second. All right. Now that's how she covers up for her lack of success in the dating / romantic world. She says, I bet that we are not broke. But money's not all, but she's not broke. So again, I mean, if life is such a success, why call out the fact that you don't have the man that you want? Why? Why is it that the thing you long for the most is one of the first things that comes out of your mouth? But you're a boss chick, right? You're supposed to be winning, right? Boss chicks are winning. Boss chicks are up. Come on. That's what you should be focusing on. But however, in this, little soliloquy of hers, she wishes to let everybody know that indeed, even though she is a success, she still longs for that one man who could make her life complete. And, but again, in the boss chick world, these things may not come to pass. Let's continue.
I may not know how to teach you to cook dinner for your man every day because I'm going to tell you how your chef is.
Remember that video? I covered the full video a couple of months ago. If you missed it, check it out. The link will be below. But before we continue, I want to give a special shout out to Don.
Just finish over here.
For your support for this platform.
Let's go a little further. Here we go.
That her life was too basic. She believed.
Oh, let's go back a little bit. Here we go.
Last one actually married her. He was a pastor. So yes, Stormy, for the span of 7 years, went from the pole, the content coming. Coach Stormy Wellington. She's made over $60 million as of the end of 2020. Over the span of 7 years, went from the pole to scamming 3 babies, three baby daddies. The last one actually married her. He was a pastor. So, yes, Stormy was the first lady somewhere in Atlanta. She left the marriage because she said her life was too basic. She believed that she deserved better. So she's co-parenting with him, but also has two adult kids. Her son is doing really well, and he has a lovely fiance, and her daughter is her mini-me. But she's not really into dating because she's looking for a high-value man who's doing better than her. She's in her early 20s and not fully happy with her prospects. She's making six figures, just like her brother, working on the same team with their mother. A lot of women like Stormy. She has over 1 million followers on Instagram. She has a rags to riches story. From a struggling stripper to now a multimillionaire. She's a top performer in her industry, probably the best and most recognizable, especially as a black woman. She has at least two beautiful homes in two states, a collection of luxury cars, $40,000 plus Birkin bags, a collection of those as well. She also has a payroll. She's paying nearly $300,000 per month for her staff. So even if you're unaware of who this woman is, by now you can tell why the women love Stormy. She's giving hope to all these strippers and all the baby mamas. In the last video,
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is giving hope to strippers and baby mamas. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, let's face facts. Everybody needs a success story. Everybody needs a hero, a shero in this instance, and that's what Coach Stormy is. Coach Stormy is giving hope to the hopeless. Help to the helpless. You know what I mean? And she is a paragon of virtue to those individuals. But again, she came from a very, very checkered past, as they say. It was 3 marriages, 3 children. She did not want to be a housewife. She did not want to be, a submissive woman. So she went out and got herself into these different business ventures, and she's quite the success, to be fair. However, how long that success lasts remains to be seen, but she's doing it, and that's what boss chicks seem to have it all. But again, as we said, she's always alluding to the fact that and through her checkered past and through her marriages, she's always said to the fact that what she needs to complete her as a man, but she refuses to remain submissive because she wants to be basic. So is she winning? We'll see. Let's go.
you have people who love her that didn't like what I was saying, but there was even a guy who was not in support of Stormy who questioned her millionaire status. And to be fair to Stormy, even though I don't condone her behavior and her attitude, I cannot discredit the results and her numbers. Everything about her is verifiable, and RIP to Bankroll Fresh, but it's all there. That's really not the point. The point is that men don't care about a woman's money. Having money as a woman doesn't make you a high value woman. The rules are different. The point I'm making is modern women are slowly learning that degrees, jobs, and now businesses, those things don't fulfill you as a woman. Of course, they can buy their own cars. Modern women today, they are even purchasing their own homes. And for the guys out there, some of you are meeting these women in their 30s, 40s. I'm talking about the ones who already created their own lives, 100% alone, or with their kids, but without a man. Attempting to pair bond with them is impossible. Even the ones who try to change, they can't change because they've been raised this way. They can't break the bad habits. That's why I don't waste my time with them. They want to argue back and forth, but it really makes no sense because they prove every point I make about them within the argument. But these older modern women, they will not listen to you, especially if she was able to get everything without you. And that's exactly what Stormy was saying last time when I reviewed her. That's why older men, they have to date younger women. You can't stop this 40-year-old woman here from being who she is. I don't care how much meditation, praying, counseling, reading the Bible, her healing retreats, CBD, wine. I don't care what you give them. You can even sit them in front of Kevin Samuels. And by the way, they hate Kevin Samuels so much, but he's the one who's at least giving them a chance. But as soon as they cut the video off or that Zoom call, they're the same person. They just can't break their bad habits. At least not long enough to trick a simp into marrying them and being with their kids. This new model of women, like Stormy was.
Again, let's break it down. And what Pink Boot Lessons says is absolutely true. A woman such as Coach Stormy. She may have the financial success, but what they long for in terms of the romantic world, they'll never have because she has too many bad habits. She may be fit, but she's unfriendly. She's unfeminine. She's very masculine. She has very masculine in her mannerisms. She is uncooperative and unsubmissive. So there, all those strikes are against her. She's in her 40s. She can't have kids anymore. She's already been on the street. She has that street mentality. So no man wants to be associated with her because of her past. And that's the reason why her marriages eventually broke up, because she wouldn't listen, and because of her checkered past misdealings. And quite simply, she can't pair bond, as was already said. She can't do what's necessary in order to be with a man. She can't do it. She can't be submissive. Can't cooperate. She's not single. She's not. She may be single, but she's not childless. Doing all these things, and quite simply, it's. I wouldn't say not a lost cause, but it's darn near it. It's darn near it. But again, she's a boss chick. So, are boss chicks winning? Clearly, she is in this instance. However, the one thing that she wants in this world, she can't have. So, is she really winning? That's the question. You continue.
Wellington, they are built a whole different way, so they can't be reprogrammed. They kind of just get shuffled to the junkyard and picked over for scraps. Before, Stormy said, how can a man who couldn't make $1 million tell her anything when she made $15 million in 1 year? And she's talking about 2020, last year. Stormy.
Pause that. I mean, first of all, she wants the top 0.0001% of men, and they're not going for her. They're just not it. So as a boss chick, is she really successful? Can she really have it all? No, she can't, because no boss chick, no man worth his salt is going to wife up a woman with 3 kids, adult children, a past as much as she has, and her requirements for a man in and of itself. So they would rather have a woman who's in their 20s, who is childless, who has their youth in front of them, who are coachable, who are cooperative, who are fit, feminine, and friendly. She is none. Well, even though she is fit, she is none of those other things. So, are they winning? Yes, I guess financially she is winning, and that remains to be seen if that remains that success. But where she wants what she wants in life, she can't have. And Lord knows, she's been on Kevin Samuels. She's been on the Godfather's R.I.P. show herself, asking whether if she can indeed find that man, and he's told her straight out, no, hell no, I don't think you can. I don't think that's possible. As you've seen, let's continue.
Stormy is giving you insight on the modern woman's beliefs. They will never 100% respect you, cooperate, or submit to you if they already had their home, money, and everything on their own. The only way you can get her to act right, and that'll be a real big performance, is if you're making more money than her, and she believes that you can provide for her more than what she can do for herself. That's why they say I can do bad all by myself. Or they'll tell you they want a high value man, but if he's an average man, he's not even worth being with. So you got all of them.
So there you go. She's in a unassailable category. She's a boss chick. She's making all this money. She wants a man who's making as much money as her. But the irony is she'll never find that guy. She'll never find that guy. Unfortunately for Coach Stormy, despite her success, no man would want to date her, match up with her, and any man that would like to, that's below her salary requirements, won't date her. Just won't do it. Just won't do it. So that's why I say, are boss chicks really winning? Are they? Financially, yes, but money's not all. Let's continue.
A high value man, whether they qualify for it or not. I had to tell someone that here recently. There are no 30, 40-year-old traditional women who are single. The real ones already got snatched up in their 20s. All the leftovers are the disciplinary problems, the mouths, the attitude, the Stormy Wellingtons. Stormy said, I'm not.
There she is. They're leftover women. That's what they call these sort of women in China. Leftover women. Those in their 30s and 40s. Those who are set in their ways. Those who have high standards. Those who are hypergamous to a fault. And those who literally can't have it all. They can't have it all, people. Unfortunately, they can't have it all themselves. And that's the tragic story of Stormy.
I'm married for a reason. I say that all the time about people her age. It's a reason. But let's get a little deeper here. Do you know how all these modern women really feel? Take a look at this. Proves everything I said in the last video, as well as the other video of the lady that was bragging about her degrees and her $70,000 per year job. This is what they really feel when they take the mask off.
It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just a lot of responsibility, man. It is. It is, and I signed up for it. I gotta organize my shit better, man. I got to. I can't play no more. I can't try to make people. You know what I mean? I can't make a person. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't force anybody. No, man, I can't. And now it's starting to become overwhelming for me though. Like I can't do this. It's not.
Lo and behold, it comes crushing down. And I've been around women like this. They think they can have it all. However, the one thing she wants in life so dearly, I mean, she would trade it all in. Well, yeah. She would trade it all in to find the man that she considers, valuable to her. She'd trade it all in. She'd chuck it all in. As she said, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. Pressure's built for shoulders, not for hips. However, you are a success. However, you're a victim of your success. That's how boss chicks aren't winning. When you are a victim of your own success. Because no man would consider you a viable candidate for romance. But they're still winning, right? They're winning financially, but is money all? Is money all? I don't think so. It's clear to see here, she's bawling her eyes out. Why? Because she does not have... Listen, all that glitters is not gold. Remember, all that glitters is not gold. What's gold is family. What's gold is companionship. What's gold and what matters is being a wife to a high value man. And to a man, period. But she doesn't have the patience to do it. So she sits here alone crying. And as has always been said, as the Bible says, if you wish not to be covered, you will not be covered. Ladies, you will not be covered. So being a boss chick these days, yes, it has its positives, but on the most part, it's a negative. It's a negative. Because you price yourself out of a market that you so desperately want to be in, yet your pride won't allow you to do so. Again, I'll say it for you. You price yourself out of a market you so desperately want to be in, but your pride won't let you do so. Pride before a fall. And here's the fall. She keeps tripping up. She keeps falling. Right? She keeps falling. She keeps falling. Clearly. Utterly. Completely. But you have it all, right? She has it all. Right? Don't you, boss chicks? Okay.
You see, they feel lots of pressure. They feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. They get tired of working. That's why you hear them all saying they want to be housewives now. The problem is they realize it way too late. By the time they recognize this, that they want to be a wife and they want a man, they are no longer qualified. We all know women like this. They
Mm-hmm.
hate their jobs, they hate their kids, although they will never say those words because I guess it's not politically correct. Pick their kids up from being at school and after school care for 10 hours, and then they can't wait for them to go to bed. They can't stand their coworkers. They hate those people so much they want to find somebody, anybody who will listen to their stories for hours about their coworkers. And no one wants to hear about it. The modern women of the West, they are extremely unhappy and unfulfilled. And that's what the Eastern cultures are trying to avoid. They don't want their...
Stop that there for a second. Now you see, what makes a woman happy has been so eloquently said by so many. The Fresh and Fits, the Kevin Samuels, the Pink Boot Lessons of the world, is that what makes a woman happy is family. What makes a woman happy are children. Being part of a family union. Being part of being resting in her feminine. The one thing that women excel in is family relations. The one thing that women excel in are interpersonal relationships. With not only their friends, but with their family. Once they realize that they are part of a generation, a part of something bigger than them. That's where they rest in their feminine, not in the work world. That's not them. You're not going to find women their happiest then. You're not going to find a woman at her happiest when she's working 9 to 9. That's where you find that's where men excel, unfortunately, ladies. That's where men excel. So, being a boss chick has its costs. The thing is, you don't realize it till it's too late. Till it's way too late. When you're in your 30s and 40s, when you have your career, then you want to settle down, and then you're at that 32 to 35-year-old age when you're at risk pregnancy. And who profits from that? No man wants that. And as she's saying, that's why the Eastern world doesn't want any part of a modern woman, doesn't want any part of a boss chick. Boss chicks don't travel well. Take them to any society, any other society, be it in the East, Eastern Europe, be it in Asia, be it in Africa. They don't do well, guys. Be it in South America, they don't do well. They can't travel. The only way it travels is in the modern world, in the developed world, to a certain extent. It travels that way. But for the most part, a boss chick is a North American term. No man wants boss chicks anywhere in the world. None. None. You go to Asia, they're asking for boss chicks? No. You go to Africa, they're asking for boss chicks? Not really. You go to South America, they're asking for boss chicks? No. Central America, boss chicks? No. Need not apply. This thing doesn't carry around the world. That's why boss chicks are upset at passport bros, because passport bros can take their show in the world and succeed. That's what they're jealous of. That's the jealousy. But they're winning, right? They're winning. They're winning. They're winning. They're winning. They're winning. Let's face facts. They're a success in the business world. Isn't that what it's all about, ladies? Being a success in the business world? No, tell me. Tell any man. Tell any man that you want to, get your share of the pie that men have, and be that masculine figure that men look for. That's right, that masculine figure. Because being a boss chick is being masculine. Yes, ladies. Yes. That's the one thing you're not fully grasping. at this point in time. To be a boss chick means to be masculine. To take on masculine traits. And the one thing that men don't like is a woman with masculine traits. You might as well be a lesbian then, Jesus. And even then, who's to say who's the masculine there? Who takes on the masculine role there? But that's a whole other subject that I'm not going to touch. That's for the alphabet gang. That's for the pink alternative. We love ourselves a boss chick, don't we? Don't we? This is what the women's movement, this is what modern women, this is what the 304s, this is what it's all about, isn't it? This is where it's leading. This is where you want to be, right? You want to be that boss chick. Who wants to be a boss chick out there? Who wants to be? Who wants to sign up to be a boss chick? Who wants to be like Coach Stormy? Please indicate down below you want to be a boss chick. Sign up. Sign up if you want to be a man. If you want to wear the pants in the house. Or do you want to come home to a pair of pants? That's the question. Do you want to come home to a pair of pants while you wear the skirt so lovely and eloquently, and you're fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, or do you want to be the man? As the Godfather, R.I.P., used to say, put your dick up. Put your dick up. This is the time if you really want to be a boss chick. It's easy. Barriers to entry are null and void.
Women to turn into these wild women like we have over here. These women are so free and liberated. They can go wherever they want and do whatever they want, when they want. Don't want authority for sure. Nah, they're not having that. Yet they're on all kinds of meds, or they drink bottles and bottles of wine and alcohol. I mean, the women today, they drink like men. All the degrees in the world, all the jobs in the world, even some of them like Stormy Wellington that may have millions. You know what they're missing? A man. They can't get a husband because they ran them all off, saying they didn't need a man. They could do bad all by themselves. And then, when the man left, they ran his reputation to the ground because they no longer wanted to tolerate their verbal lashings. Some of them even took him before the judge and dragged him all around the courtroom and back to the front steps of the courthouse. That's what modern women did to the men. We're not even going to talk about how they sabotage your kid.
You know where you find a lot of the boss chicks, ladies and gents? You find them in the courts. You find them in family court. Because that's what boss chicks do. They run down the men to which they've had their children and demand compensation. That's what they do. That's what a boss chick does. They make sure they get paid for their failings of a relationship. That they usually initiate. Remember, 80% of marriages fail when a woman, 80% of marriages fail when a woman files for divorce. 90%, and of that 80%, 90% of those women are usually the educated ones. The boss chicks. Those are usually the boss chicks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on with this video. I was just on a roll here. Let me see here. Let me see if that works. There we go, we're back. So that's why I say to you ladies, is this the future you want? Because clearly it is. Do you want to chase after a man in the family course instead of keeping your family together and building generational wealth? Is that what you want? Have at it. Because men that's why men do not want any part of a boss chick. They'd rather not marry them. That's what's ending the institution of marriage. Boss chicks. boss chicks because they're usually filing for divorce. They thought they're single, independent, they don't need no man. They can do bad all by themselves. Coach Stormy was married 3 times. Remember, 3 times. And in doing so, ran her men through family court in order to get what she believes was so richly deserved. But that's neither here nor there. And yes, indeed, here we go. Toxic mothers sabotage sons. You're building weak men by being a boss chick. Because you take out your frustration on your sons. Isn't that what you want? But that's a boss chick. Isn't that what you strive for? To take out your frustration on your sons? To badmouth your fathers to your sons, and then he may exact revenge on that man? Or may take it out on her woman in future? Then you try to self-medicate through alcohol, through drugs. But you're a boss chick, right? You're Miss Successful, right? You sit down and you're crying your eyes out at the fact that you made mistakes in life that you didn't have to make because you wanted to be so financially successful on your own. Instead of building with your man, instead of staying on his vision to make you both successful, and in other words, create that generational wealth that your kids might have. I mean, she's a success story. Let's face facts. Stormy is a success story. But is it for all the right reasons? That's the question.
Yes. But when Stormy released this video, a lot of modern women felt her pain because they're going through it too. Just like Grammy Award winning gospel singer Yolanda Adams. She responded to Stormy and said, "Praying for you always. You got this, little sis. You know when to shut out the noise and take back control. You are a warrior and have been all your life. We all have these days, and sometimes weeks, but you said it in May. Giving up was never a luxury." And by the way, Yolanda Adams, she's one of those Christian feminists. She was married twice, once back in the late 80s, but said she divorced him because he was putting paws on her, and then again in the late 90s. Second marriage did last, for 7 years. Then they divorced in 2004, but she never revealed why. 17 years later, at 59 years old, she'll be 60 in another week, she is still single. And am I surprised? Well, no. Because as she aged as a woman, from 30 to 40, 50, she further cemented her bad habits. If you decide to date the older women, 30 or 40, just realize you have to deal with these consequences. Her kids, her attitude, all of their horrible habits and disorder that ran every man before you off. Just know you're signing up for that. There's no working on it. She is who she is. You can't mold stale bread. I'm 17 years later.
Stop there for a second. You can't mold. Oh, she wants to be on the live show. Oh, Miss Love. Okay, excellent. Let's have somebody call into the show. Yes, indeed. Go live with Miss was it Ms. Loveshar joined? And okay, are you here? Are you in the chat? Let me see. Yes, accept. Please accept. Go live. We are here. We are live with Goshar. Hello. Welcome to Talk Live. Thank you for joining me. Hold on, let me just cancel that. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Good to see you. How are you? Thank you for joining me on Talk Live. What is your point of discussion on this topic?
Okay. So, I've always been a boss chick, and my husband supports me being a boss chick. But I'm a boss chick only in my salon with my business. I run my salon, and I'm a businesswoman, and my husband supports that. But when I come home, he is the king, he is the head of the house, and I know my role as a woman. I know my role as a wife.
Yes.
I don't demasculate him.
Excellent.
I don't make him feel like, oh, my boss chick attitude stays at the salon. I don't come home and run the show with my husband.
Excellent.
There's a time and place when you wear the hat as a where you wear the hat as a wife.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with being a boss chick, because in this world in North America, you need 2 incomes to live the lifestyle we want to live.
Absolutely.
So he encourages me being that boss chick, because I run my salon. I've been in business 30 years.
Absolutely.
And I have to be a boss to make sure the business is successful. But when I close the door and I shut that cash register, I go in my house. I'm a wife and he's the head of my home. So there's a difference.
Excellent. Well, that's the mistake that Coach Stormy never learned. She definitely never learned. The thing about it is she was through three marriages, 3 divorces, had multiple children with 3 children with three of those marriages, and she never eventually got to the point where, yes, you can be, a maven in the business world. Do your business where it's done and be a success. But she brought that work home. Unfortunately.
See, that's the problem. You can always bring your work home, because a lot of people work from home.
Right.
But the thing is, you don't wear the pants, because a lot of women, they do make more than their husbands.
Right, of course.
But you don't have to remind him.
Oh, yes.
That you make more, and you're still in a position as a wife, and your finances are supposed to be one.
Right, absolutely. So you don't emasculate your man when you come home, and you don't make him feel less than a man simply because you may or may not make more money than him.
And that's where women are losing.
Yes.
Because if you go with the biblical form of it, the husband is the head, and there's no point. You don't need a man if you want to be the head.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You said it, not me. The man is the head. Kevin, Godfather, R.I.P., used to say that all the time. The man is the head. He's the leader. He's the one who sets forth the path. But it does not mean that you cannot make a success of yourself in the business world. However, when things are at home, there should be one vision. You
keep business and home separate.
That's it.
Simple as that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about that tonight. Because again, a lot of women think that.
Exactly, because I had to chime in and say my opinion on this topic, because this topic really irritates me. I'm on vacation right now.
Right.
And I said I'm going to chime in and say what I have to say, because people have a misconception of boss chick. And I am a boss chick, and no one can take that away from me.
Absolutely.
But I'm a boss chick. I'm a boss chick only with my business and at the salon and in the business world. But at home, my husband's the boss, and that's it.
That's all that needs to be said. That's all that needs to be said. I thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me tonight, and I hope you come back soon, because that was your presence is always welcome.
All right, take care.
Good night. Good night. That's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just shut this down here for a second. Yes. No, we don't want to do that. Cancel that. Here we go. Well, that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about. I mean, ladies, yes, you can be a quote-unquote boss chick. And it was all about if boss chicks are winning in 2023. You can be that boss chick. However, when you come home, can you take that boss chick hat off and let a man lead and not emasculate a man and not treat him less than? And live in that harmony that God so spoke about, so professed. Oh, watch out there. There we go. Sorry about that. But that's what we're looking for, ladies. That's exactly what you. And I thank my guests for joining me. If anybody else wants to join in and talk about this topic, please do. But people like Yolanda Adams, people like Coach Stormy. There we go. I almost forgot. Coach Stormy, they never learned that lesson. They never learned that lesson. They never turn that switch off. And if you can't turn that switch off, this is where you end up. Let's switch up tasks here for a second, and let's move on to another example. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, God. No, no, no. Oh, sure, sure. Oh, God. All right, let's go. Let's go. At least it was on there. All right. Continue. Again, we are back. We are live. Thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live. We had a little technical issue. I hope that you are still with us right now here on the Talk Talk Live show. We just had one of our viewers have a call in, and again made the point that indeed you can be that boss chick. However, you need to need to make sure that your man is still the head of household when all is said and done. Yes. Thank you for joining me back here on Talk Talk Live. We are still continuing with this show. We're still continuing with things. Thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are back again with this whole boss chick idea. Our boss chicks winning in 2023. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's see where I can go with this. Yeah, let's go here. We are listening to right now a lady called Riva TV. Now, Riva is new on the scene, but she is gaining a massive grounds. I mean, please subscribe to Riva TV. She's gaining massive grounds in the YouTube space. And, you know, she has, again, that pink boots sort of narrative, that sort of red pill sort of narrative for ladies. And it is mostly welcome. So please subscribe to Riva TV. But we're going to talk about how boss chicks are choosing to be single mothers and being, you know, sperm donors and not realizing that the repercussions of said activity and said misdeeds. We'll continue that live here on Talk Talk Live. Thank you for joining. We are like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I got a lot of money. The love potion is about $1,200 a vial. And I would recommend, most fertility doctors recommend, if you think you're going to do this alone, because you might need a couple cycles, 2 to 4 vials.
So,
Let that sink in, ladies. You'd rather spend $1,200. Well, that's $1,200 US. Let's take it to Canadian dollars. Let's say $1,500. Let's put that 4 ways. You'd rather spend $6,000. $6,000 to be a boss chick and have your kid on your own with sperm from a black man. Is that what we're doing here, people? Is that what we're doing? Is that what's happening here? You rather not live under the submission of your man, your head of household. You'd rather seek it through a test tube, through an injection, because you're at risk. And have that be your end-all and be-all when all is said and done. Because you could not live under the submission, live under the cooperation of a man you considered to be the head of household. That's what's happening here. But I'll let Riva go on.
when I saw this video, I immediately thought, how interesting is it that we can have a black woman come on a panel with 2 black men and express the amount of money she is willing to pay to not be with one of them. Can we talk about that? I know a lot of y'all not gonna like me for what I have to say in this video, but I'm not really talking to be liked. I'm talking to tell the truth. This woman broke down that she is willing to pay anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 just to have a child and not have to be connected to a black man or be in a relationship with a black to have one. She wants to use.
Stop that for a second. The ultimate irony. You could not live with a black man, but you want his sperm. Because you're a boss chick. You could not live with one under his leadership, but you'd rather steal his sperm to get what you want. If that's not skullduggery, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is. If that's not the most ironic thing one has ever heard, one of the most ironic things one has ever heard, I cannot I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. And she broke it down so eloquently. You'd rather steal his sperm than live with him. Be under his headship. Create generational wealth. Build a family and allow yourself to rest in your femininity. Is this what it's all about? Stunning. Continue. She's on a roll. I'm sorry. I cut her off. I'll let her run for a few minutes. Go ahead.
Use him for what he can provide, because women are all powerful and they can do no wrong, and they don't need men, and they're bad all by themselves. They can do everything on their own merit, but you know what they can't do? Get themselves pregnant.
Oh.
So they've justified that a woman can pay for the one thing that she desperately needs a man for, so that she no longer can need a man. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Really think about it?
Yep. Yep.
Let's just say, okay, that a man said that he was going to pay money for a woman to drop off a baby so he can raise the baby by himself without having to be in a relationship with a woman. People would call him crazy. And for both of these situations, I'm not talking about people who are in relationships with the same sex. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Again.
I'm talking about people who are heterosexual, who like the opposite of themselves, and are going out of their way to instead learn how to be cooperative with each other. Okay? Instead of learning how to get on a man's page,
Oh.
instead of working on being submissive, instead of trying to have effective relationships,
Oh.
and building and growing and raising a child within a dynamic that's already established, you want to just skip to the part, get the juice, have the baby, raise the baby on your own. And if the child want to go meet where they come from, you can go meet them.
Stop that. Stop that right there. That is the hypocrisy of the modern world. That is the hypocrisy of the developed world. How a woman, and that's what the rest of the world can't understand. And that's what's killing this society right here. Because in most other countries, in most patriarchal societies, that is unheard of. That is haram, as my man Top G would say. It's haram that a woman would literally go on her own, purchase vials worth $1,500 a shot. $1,500 or more a shot, in order to separate herself from the one who will bring her lifelong satisfaction, in order to get her own way, in order to be a boss chick. Is this what it's all about? Is this what it is about, ladies? Is this what you want in life? Seriously? Amazing, 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 amazing. Many other cultures, many other societies outside of the modern world, many other developing countries would consider you nuts to be thinking that way. Why would you throw away all the benefits that come with marriage, that come with long-lasting relationships, heterosexual relationships, just so you can have a child on your own? I'll tell you why. Because they never lived with a man to begin with. They never did the therapy. They never did the training. They never learned to be wives. They never went to a matchmaker. They never got on a man's page. Never did any of these things. Never learned from those who've done it, who've been there. Never re-educated themselves. No, they just want the sperm and get out. You know why? Because they know, they definitely know that they are lost causes. I'm saying it. They're lost causes. Rather than do the work, they're rather a man jerk. Let me say it again. Rather than do the work, they'd rather a man jerk into a cup so that they can be as selfish as possible and raise the kid on their own because they don't have the skills to live with a man. If people were of an older age, were from the silent generation, your grandmother, your great-grandmother would be rolling in their grave with such ideals. And you were living under such ideologies. And you would consider yourself above that which has worked for the last millennia. But you're a boss chick, right? Right, okay. Okay.
Acting like the connection isn't necessary, the relationship isn't necessary between father and child. What the father can provide for a child in a household, in life, with their principles, with their morals, with their structure. Acting like that does not matter at all. It's solely about just bringing a child in the world, and it's so easy I could do it by myself, because I've seen a lot of other single women do it in our own community. But then you're saying, okay, and again, this is not necessarily just for this woman. This is for a lot of women who I've seen going on the limb talking about they having the baby on their own because they don't need a man to do it.
And she brought another point. New times, new ways, as Annette was saying. Thank you very much for your comment there. New times, new ways. But here's the thing about new times, new ways. New times, new ways does not build generational wealth. New times, new ways are learned behavior. New times, new ways is learned generational ways of ways of acting. Usually, if you're a single mother and you're a boss chick, your mother was a boss chick. Your grandmother was a boss chick. And it says, women have been doing it on their own for many, many generations. It's not new. Exactly, it's not new. But the fact of the matter is you're not willing to break the cycle. Not you necessarily, Annette. Sorry about that. But women aren't necessarily willing to break the cycle. They're not willing to do the work. If you don't know how to live under a man's stewardship, you won't try to learn. You won't. If you're trying to learn a skill, or if you're trying to get into a career, what's the first thing you do? You educate yourself. You educate yourself. Are women willing to educate themselves to be wives? That's the question. There are femininity coaches all around who literally say modern women aren't listening. They will not listen. If it hasn't been taught to them from a mother or a grandmother who has been married, they're unwilling to learn. But that's the mindset of a boss chick, right? Single, independent, don't need a man. Don't need him. And we just learned about, if you did not hear from Coach Stormy, she cries at night because she did not have the temerity or patience to live with a man. I have Annette, she says, I don't want my daughter learning to follow a man unless he has nothing but great intentions all around. Usually they do. Remember, Annette, usually men have great intentions, especially if they want their especially if they want a woman to be a wife. Remember, ladies leave relationships, not men. 80% of divorces are caused by women. Why? Because there's a cash out from doing so. Instead of following through and building generational wealth like my family did, a woman would rather try and do it on her own. But it's already been learned that kids suffer from such an ideal. Jails are filled with men and women from single parent homes, especially single parent female homes. A whole vast amount of psychological issues are furnished by children who are in such families. Women cry. I mean, I can show you I can show you the film of Coach Stormy crying at the fact that it's too much for her to be a boss chick. It's too much for her. The pressure's there. She's always has to be here and there and everywhere. She can't rest in her feminine. She can't rest in her feminine. Now, if you don't want your daughter to rest in her feminine, that's fine. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, it only goes to do her a disservice. It does her a disservice. And it does her future children a disservice. Children in a two-parent household do better at school. They have more money for finances. They have generational wealth. All these things. My dad raised, and again, Annette is saying, my dad raised me alone. Mom passed away. My brother raised his son, and I got custody of a stepdaughter as well. Strong families are built. Are built on what? I don't know. But again, they're built on, and again, agree, but not the. Well, here's the thing. You said it yourself. Your dad raised you when your mother passed, and usually, and studies have shown that if you don't have a two-parent household, the best household to be in is in a single father home rather than a single mother home. Because he can instill discipline, he can instill focus, he can instill tradition, he can instill values upon the daughter. So you are very lucky that your dad raised you. Because usually those are the next best thing to being in a two-parent household. But I appreciate your comments. I love the comments here. Let's continue.
Cuz, well, I don't see no prospect, so I'm just gonna have a baby because I want to. Selfish. You don't think about how that's going to affect the child. And then saying, well, I want my baby to be black, so, I wanted black sperm. I definitely wanted to do that. But at the same time, if you want to think about black people and you want to think about our communities, wouldn't you think about how important it is for that same black child to grow up in a two-parent household? I don't care what you're seeing. Mommy can't do it alone. Yeah, there's a lot of single mothers who have raised children who are successful in different ways, but it does not mean that they still don't have childhood traumas. It doesn't mean that they still don't have identity issues or problems. It doesn't mean that.
Just a second, Reva, just 1 second. We have a few comments here from Annette. Thank you very much for the comments. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you wish to come on the show, come on the show there, Annette. I'd love to discuss this with you. He was never there. He lives in Quebec. We lived there. He came here years later. More my brother. Okay. But not the only way. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I appreciate what you've gone through. But right now it's about snapping family traditions. Family traditions of non-nuclear families. Now more than ever. Now that the economy the way that it is, now the society is the way that it is. Two-parent households are needed now more than ever. And I would advocate for your daughter to learn what it takes to be with a man. Educate herself, get herself some femininity training. Get herself her therapy that she may need. Get herself an image consultant. Get herself to a matchmaker, as the Godfather used to say. Do that, and maybe she breaks the cycle. It may not be you, but it's imperative that your daughter does. We have generational wealth. It gets passed down regardless of greater generational wealth happens with two-parent households. What would you rather have? One salary or two? I appreciate the comment. Let's continue.
And especially as young men, that they don't struggle with their masculinity, or young girls who are growing up with mommies alone don't struggle with what it means to even cooperate with a man, love a man. They don't understand the dynamic of a man loving them. They don't even know how to identify it because they've never had it. The first person that was supposed to love them wasn't there.
Usually it's said that a woman's first love is her father. Usually it's said her first love is her father. If he's the right father, of course, but usually that's the case. If she cannot receive love from a man, she'll have to learn it. And if she can't learn it, it's going to be hard for her to pair bond and be with a husband and find a husband. So if you don't have it, learn it. If you pay for your education to get a job, pay for an education to be a wife. It is invaluable in this day and age. Invaluable. As she said, the childhood trauma, the psychological issues that kids have to deal with are vast. 80% of jails, male jails, are filled with children from single parent / single mother homes because they can't adjust. Because they're too emotional, and those emotions turn to violence. And those violence is usually, and that violence is quite simply deadly. That's what we're not understanding here in this generation. Two-parent households are always the best way. Always best. And if you haven't had that opportunity to have that in your life, don't wish it. Don't wish it against your children. Seek out male mentors, but make it an imperative that she knows what a man's love means, if she's so inclined. Of course, we have to have that little caveat in this day and age. In order to be a wife, because it's rough out there, and it's only getting rougher. And that says it's a family home. If it's a family home and dysfunctional, it's the best way a child can sense, and it is damaging. Yes. If there's dysfunction in the household, if there's disequilibrium, here's a better word. If there's disequilibrium in the household, if there is not a male and female representative in the household, something's missing. Something's missing. And they have to learn from somewhere. And who do I feel sorry for? Not so much the female child, because you have the mother there, but even her, the male and female child both suffer. It's better to get out, yes, but here's the thing: it's better to get out, Annette. But the fact of the matter is, they have to learn somehow. How are they learning? Where are they learning from to be a wife? If it's a woman, how is it to be a man / husband if a father's not there? There have to be examples. There has to be a learning curve. Kids are resilient and will learn. They will prosper. No. Certain kids will learn, but a lot of kids won't. What do we say about them? I ask parents all the time, please, please, please seek out that education for your children to be in a committed relationship. It is now more than ever imperative. Seek out therapy for these children because there are deep traumas within them. Kids can be resilient, but they can hide deep traumas. And you know where it takes its place? It takes its place in the crime we have today. It takes place in the lack of families we have today. It takes place in the fact that society deteriorates because of it. We have another, yes. I just read that comment, I'm sorry. But that's where it takes place. But I'll continue with the story here.
A lot of times you see the women just dating anybody. No self-worth, lack of self-worth, or they have this entitlement, this certain mindset. Because sometimes they have a father who's actually in the home, but the father himself was raised by a single mother, and they try to pedestalize all the women around them, and they build this woman up to have a certain mindset that she can't get in a relationship with nobody because she thinks that she's perfect. Oh, well, you got to spoil me better than my daddy. Well, your daddy gonna be taking care of you for the rest of your life.
Wow. There again. Even in a committed if you have a father who's from a single parent home, that's how it visits on the children. That's how trauma is visited on the children because a woman and listen, I've been around people like this where they've been where a father of a single mother spoils their child so much that no man can provide for her. No man can. And she's ruled out of the dating/marriage scene simply because she has unrealistic expectations from that man. There are deep psychological issues that we need to snap here. But that's a boss chick. It's a boss chick, right? That's an entity of a boss chick. A boss chick is one who cannot see man as the head of household, who cannot be reasonable in her demands for that man. That's a boss chick. As Coach Stormy was. She's a boss chick. 3 marriages. 3 kids from 3 different fathers. Only wants a millionaire to be her husband. But no millionaire wants to be with her. Why? Because she rules herself out of the category. She literally rules herself out of the category. Because why? She's 30. She's in her 40s. She's had her kids. What's there to teach her? What's there? Where's the lightness? Where's the femininity in her? She's masculine. She's literally masculine. And that's a problem. Boss chicks are masculine. They can't rest in their feminine. They can't be what pleases them, which is to be the one to bring a family together because they don't know any better. Then she needs to be content to being alone. Why would you want to be alone? Why would you want to be alone when you can do something about it? Did you see Coach Storm? Let me play you the story. Let me play you her. I'll play you her little diatribe again. Hold on just a second. Here we go. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me just go back a little bit further here because I want you to hear it for yourself. This is her quiet moments. I want you to hear from Coach Stormy, the one who has it all. A millionaire's. This is what happens when you don't wish to be a submissive wife. When you don't wish to rest in your feminine. Here's what happens.
$70,000 per year job. This is what they really feel when they take the mask off.
happens when you're alone, right? This is the alone time.
It's a lot of responsibility, man. It is. It is, and I signed up for it. I gotta organize my better, man. I got to. I can't play no more. I can't try to make people. You know what I mean? I can't make a person. You know what I'm saying? Can't force anybody. No, man, I can't. And now it's starting to become overwhelming for me. Though, like I can't do this. It's not gonna work. Don't fit. You feel what I'm saying? I just can't do this. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work long term. I'm too like, you know what I'm saying? I'm too all over the place. I'm too all over the place.
You see, they feel lost.
There you go. That's what happens, Annette, when a boss chick's alone. She needs to be content with being alone. They can't be content, Annette. They can't be content. They start crying to themselves. They start thinking of the past. They think of their regrets. I mean, this is a millionaire woman here. This is a millionaire. You're saying she should be alone, right? She doesn't want to be alone. The right fit, yes, they can be alone. And thank you very much for your comment again. They can be alone. She's crying. She's bawling her eyes out. Take a look at my video on Talk Talk Live on YouTube. She cannot stand being alone. She can't stand it. She's not content. No, she's not content. You know what makes her whole? You know what makes women content? It's when they have a full family unit around them. When they are bringing a family together rather than pushing it away. What she wants is a man. She's crying for a man. This is a woman who is a boss chick. She's supposed to have it all. She's single, independent, don't need no man. What's she doing crying here? She's not a boss lady? Well, no. Here's the thing in that. Here's the thing we're not realizing is she is not allowed to rest in her feminine. She's already said to herself, I'm restless. I don't know what to do. I'm just da-da-da-da-da. She wants to confide in someone who understands her struggle. But she refuses to listen. She'd rather have pride come before a fall. Rather than learning, she'd rather be earning. And this is the result. Let me repeat that for you. Rather than learning, she'd rather be earning. And here she is. Here she is. Bawling her eyes out. Realizing the mistakes she's made over time. As Cass was saying, the right woman will bring on the femininity. The fact of the matter is, she won't find any man that suits her caliber. The only man that she will allow in her life is someone who doesn't want to deal with her. Quite simply, Cass. Thank you very much for your comment. She doesn't want to deal with her. She doesn't want to deal with this trauma. She doesn't want to deal with the masculinity in her. She'd rather not deal with it. Then she needs to she needs to find out what to fulfill herself. And if it's a man, then she is not the boss you describe. No, she's not. She puts on a good facade now, but she's not the boss. No. She wants a man to take control. That's what she's saying. Because there's only a certain man who can take control. And by now, and anybody who's she deems as beneath her is ruled out. And now it's too late because any man that she wants doesn't want her. They don't want her. They don't want her. So she will stay alone and keep on crying. But she's strong and independent. She don't need no man, right? Right? As Annette said, so let go. Well, I'm trying to let women realize that being a boss chick is not all it's cracked up to be. In fact, it's not all that you should be aspiring to. We had our girl call in the other day. You know what she does? Yes, she takes care of being a boss at her business. But when she comes home, guess what? She switches that off. She switches that off, and she becomes the fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive woman that men want. She draws a line in the sand and says, I ain't going past that line. She lets the man be a leader. Lets the man be the ones that she can confide in and trust. She's back with her baby. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Cass. Tasha K had a woman on her show stating that Stormy is with her baby dad. There you go. There you go. There it is. She can't do it on her own. Boss chicks can't do it on their own. Because pressure's made for shoulders, not for hips. You ever heard that expression? Let me repeat it. Pressure's made for shoulders and not for hips. Not for hips. She wants someone to take the load off. Yes, we can. She's crying here, Annette. She don't care if a camera's in front of her. She's crying. She's bawling her eyes out. And that's the point in which most women in this modern world are dealing with. They're at home crying silently, realizing where their mistakes are made, and by that time it's too late. Another comment, Coach Stormy was living with the guy. I saw a post of Coach Stormy and the guy. There you go. She had to run back. Let her cry. She's not a... Well, that's the problem with being a boss, right? A man can be a boss, but realize he needs his woman. A woman can be a boss and unfortunately not realize that she needs a man. Let me repeat that. A man can be a boss, but realize he needs his woman to complete him, to raise his status, to make his house a home. But yet a female boss now cannot shut things off. Cannot, on average, cannot. Because there are certain bosses who can shut it off. Mostly, there are a lot of CEOs in the business world who are mavens in the boardroom, but guess what? When they get home, that shuts off. They let the man be the lead. I ain't gonna tell you what race. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what race of people these people are, but you can guess who they are. This lady never realized that issue. She and as Cass was saying, she finally ran back to her baby father. Why? Because that's the only one who would take her in. No man of high value will do it. None. A boss can hold it down and move on. Well, she couldn't hold it down. Most women who are boss chicks can't hold it down. They'll never confess that to you. Most boss chicks cannot do it on their own. They need their men. As she did. She's crying. Again, this is the boss chick. This is a 60, she's valued at $3 million a year. This is what happens. This is what happens to boss chicks. Here we go again. I'll repeat it to you. Here we go.
It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just a lot of responsibility, man. It is. It is, and I signed up for it. I gotta organize my better, man. I got to. I can't play along. I can't try to make people. You know what I mean? I can't make a person. You know what I'm saying? You can't force anybody. No, man, I can't. And now it's starting to become overwhelming for me though. Like I can't do this. It's not gonna work.
Listen to her what she's saying.
I'm saying I just can't do this. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work long term. I'm too like, you know what I'm saying? I'm too all over the place. I'm too all over the place.
You see, they feel lots of pressure. They feel the weight.
Again, this is what happens to boss chicks. who cannot rest in their feminine, because resting in your femininity brings you peace and happiness. And what did she do? She ran back to her baby father. She ran back to him because she realized she can't do it on her own. She can't do it on her own. Being a boss chick is not all it's cracked up to be. No woman, being a boss chick is is resting in masculinity, and that is foreign to a woman. Foreign. Let it be said, it is foreign to a woman. It's like an antibody in your system, and you just can't get it out. Yes, it's like a cancer within you. Sometimes it subsides, sometimes you can take it out, but more often than not, it stays within. And it bothers you. It eats you alive from the inside out. It's not a moment. This is a lifetime. Thank you very much for the comment on that. It's a lifetime. And she couldn't handle it anymore. Quite simply, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. She broke down, and as Cash Forever said, she ran back to her baby father. Why? Because she couldn't handle it. And most boss chicks can't handle it. They can't. They can't. Because that does not involve femininity. Being a boss chick is not a feminine thing to do. It's not. And she knows it. But we're going to get back to the other video. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. We are back again on Thursday nights. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, or Sundays is where we're operating here. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a really live night. I'm going to let my girl continue in calling out the boss chicks.
He spoiled you. Spoiled is a correct word. It's rotten. Don't nobody want it. I think it's so important, especially within our community, that we talk about these things. Because nobody is thinking about down the long haul. All they're really thinking about is how they feel in the moment. Well, I'm this age and I want to have a baby and I don't have a man, so I'm going to have a baby on my own because my time is ticking and I want a baby. I. It's all about what you want, what you feel, what you think, what you feel that you deserve. Not thinking about the fact that that baby is going to turn out and be an adult someday and have some real issues.
Boss chicks don't realize the issues that forthcome. They don't realize it. They don't see all the angles. They don't see down the road, as my girl said. These issues, the sins, you ever heard of the saying, the sins of the father are visited on the son? The sins of the father are visited on the son. The sins of a mother here, the sins of a boss chick are not visited on herself. It's visited on her children, psychologically. They're visited on herself. And part of, and as she was saying, part of Boss Chick 101 is to take sperm, $1,500 a pop, IVF therapy, IVF treatment, in order to get pregnant on their own instead of having a man to do it for them and be there with them. That's Boss Chick 101. Stunning but true. Sad but true. But that's the modern woman, period. And here's the thing, ladies. The question is why? Why? Why go down that road? Why not rest in your feminine? Why not be with a man who can lead you to glory, lead you to generational wealth, lead you to happy families, allow you to rest in your feminine, allow you to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, which is a happy, prosperous family. Because that's what it used to be all about. That used to be the end all and be all. But however, you know, the women's movement and feminism and all these other things taught you different. The thing about it is, the leaders of feminism were all married. The leaders of the women's movement were all married. They fought for women's rights They began the first, second, third, fourth wave of feminism, but guess what? They came home and they shut it off. Why? Because they knew they needed their men. Read it. Look it up. Look it up.
Knowing that you paid for them. You went and you chose a random person to procreate with. They weren't made out of love. They were made out of insemination. It's different. It's different. And again, this is not like surrogacy where the mother is having an issue and somebody has to carry the child of these two people because they desperately want a child. And this is not even talking about that. That's a whole different. This not even talking about that. It's not talking about people again who are not in heterosexual relationships and they want a child. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who would rather pay than get on a man's page. And then do not care or think about the effects that it's going to have on that child who's going to be fatherless.
In other words, selfish women. That's who boss chicks are. Selfish women. They don't think of tomorrow. They don't think of their children. They don't think of building and being led by a man. They don't think about that. They think about me. I gotta get the bag. I gotta get these. I gotta get this Birkin bag. I gotta get these Louis Vuittons. I gotta get this house. I gotta get. Take what I can get from a man to a point where I am satisfied. Very selfish life, being a boss chick. But aren't they winning? City girls, we up, right? Right? Come on, ladies. Chime in. Let me know. Come on there and tell me how boss chicks are winning. I want to know. I want to know how boss chicks are winning in 2023. I really do. I want to know. Especially in this shrinking economy in which it's going to take two incomes to succeed. But hell, you can do it all. You can do it piecemeal. You can do it this way, that way, the other way. But guess what? If you get roommates, if you get this, that, or whatever, listen. I've been around people. I've been around boss chicks. And their kids aren't exactly in the best frame of mind psychologically. We have another comment from Annette. Annette, thank you so much. Thank you very much for your comments. Let me say that. If it didn't work out, don't they have to move on? Well, here's the thing about that. Back in the day, it wasn't about you. It was about your children. It was about the next generation. It was definitely in my house. My mother and father weren't exactly saw eye to eye all the time, but guess what? They thought of their children and what's best for them. And what's best for them is a two-parent household. That is the ultimate. Yes, there are regrets. Yes, there is a bit of pain, but guess what? You're thinking of the future. You're thinking of generational wealth. You're not thinking of yourself. You're not thinking of being a boss chick. What is that? Men cringe at that sight. Especially if they don't live up to their expectations in the home. Back in the day in the 60s, men owned their wives too. I know you know your laws. Thank you very much for the comment. Yes, and they didn't exactly own their wives, no. Again, that was the first wave of the 60s were the first wave of the feminist movement. They're moving away from that. Definitely moving away from that. Moving towards, no fault divorce. Moving towards birth control. Women were slowly severing their ties from their men. But still, they realized they needed their men at that time. But thank you for the comment there. Thank you for the comment, Annette. Let's continue this.
his bills. He was trying to make some extra money. You think he was thinking about love when he was putting that into that cup? It wasn't. He wasn't. And another point that I want to end off on is I just love the fact that women can finally see where the life source begins. You see where it begins? This man. You cannot create a baby on your own. You are the incubator. You are the oven. But if nothing is put into the oven, you can't make nothing.
That's one thing that boss chicks don't realize as well. Is that it takes two to tango. In fact, there is no life without a man being there. You see how ladies, especially black ladies these days, they are begging for sperm. Black male sperm. Sperm that wasn't made out of love, not made with a plan. It's just made so that they can could have their motherly yearnings be fulfilled. That is one of the greatest tragedies of the modern world, especially of the developed world, is that women can't see past themselves to realize that it's best a child's made out of love than without. It's best a child is made within a reciprocal, loving relationship than not. Because now it's part of that boss chick system. I'll pay you for your sperm, right? It's transactional now. It's made without feeling. It's not made without love, guys. Do you want your child to be made without love? Do you want to be that boss chick? I can't hear you. What? You don't? It's not reckless. It isn't. You're going to a sperm donor. Now let's see, again. If you go to a sperm donor, and you purchase and you go through IVF, was that vial of sperm made out of love? Answer that question for me. Answer that question. Was that sperm made out of love? That's the ultimate question. Was your child made from a loving activity? Or was it part of a transaction? My money for your sperm. Just saying.
It shows the balance that's necessary. It shows how much we need each other in nature. Just look at the nature of it. You need him. Now through science and technology and through things, and people are going around it. Rather pay thousands of dollars than learn how to deal with somebody, learn how to relate to somebody, learn how to respect somebody, learn how to put somebody else first for a change. Got a whole bunch of money, got degrees, got the house, the car, the this, lonely, cold. Ain't nobody in there with you. All the people that are around you are the people that you have to pay, not nobody that love you. Nobody that has your best interest at heart around you. Just some friends, some homegirls, some this. Nobody that can't keep you warm at night.
No truer words have been said. No one to keep you warm at night. What, your dog? Your sexual aids? Maybe that sperm you bought. That'll keep you warm at night, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's women would rather, boss chicks would rather have things than have people. People who have their best interests at heart. People who will love them and create with them. That's what I'm talking about, Annette. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Reva's talking about. And you know what? You know what gets them to be those people? It's simply put, if it wasn't taught by your mother, if it wasn't taught within a nuclear family, you go and learn it. You learn from femininity coaches. You learn it from those who are married. You educate yourself. People can be overrated. People, you ever heard of the saying, people need people? It's an old song that goes a little something like this, and I'm paraphrasing. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Are the luckiest people in the world. No man, no woman is an island. None. None. As shown by my girl. Sorry about that. I just get my internet back. Coach Stormy. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. That's what boss chicks don't realize. Or they realize when it's too late. When their expectations and their criteria is too high. They get to sleep in cold beds. Celebrating generational wealth, they'd rather build wealth for someone else because they're renting, for the most part. Not necessarily boss chicks, but you know what I'm talking about. I'll let my girl Reva finish up. Then we'll move on to my next and special guest tonight.
Got things. You have things. And a lot of times, I'm saying you have things, but a lot of times, those same things have you.
Oh.
Having a child, one of the main things that's so important is learning how to relate with somebody, learning how to coexist with somebody. You know why that's so important? Because how are you going to know or know your capabilities or know how to coexist with this child if you couldn't even do it with the person that is half of them?
Hold on just a second. Hold on a second. I just got a little comment here. Thank you very much again, Annette. It's better than to settle for less. Tell Coach Stormy that. Go ahead. Tell Coach Stormy that. Tell her if she would rather settle for less than be left without for more. Don't tell her. I hope you get to see the film of her breaking down. And I'm sure that's not the first time. That's many nights it happens. You put up this facade, but at the end of the day, the mask slips and you see the real you. And you see the depression all over your face. You see the mental issues all over your face. You see what you lack in your personality. And boss chicks, quite simply, are they winning? No, because they can't do it on their own. Boss chicks can't do it on their own. No, because they weren't meant to be alone. Boss chicks. Boss chicks have had to settle. for being alone than rather than be with a man. And it's unfortunate. So unfortunate. If they only relax their stance and let a man lead, then things will be all right.
You know how parents, they get together and the child do something, you like, the mom look at the dad or the dad look at the mom and is like, that's, he get that from your side. Oh no, he get that from your side. Sometimes you're...
Join me in just a second, guys. Just shutting down for a second. I'll be back in just a bit on Talk Talk Live. Coming back soon. God damn it. It keeps cutting off. We're back. We're back on Talk Talk Live, part 3 of Talk Talk Live. Thank you very much for joining me. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend we are back again. I'm letting my girl continue. We're talking about boss chicks and if they're winning in 2023. If they are indeed up in 2023. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm wondering if let's check the YouTube quickly. Yeah, we're still good. We're still good here. Into our third hour talking about this subject. About boss chicks and if they're winning in 2023. Let's get back to it with my girl Reva. Thank you very much for joining me. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's continue.
Just because another person is black, because she said that she wanted to make sure that she could relate to her child, just because another black person doesn't mean that some of the mental health things was not listed on the paper. There's some things that child is going to go through that you can't relate to because it's not coming from your lineage. It's coming from his lineage. And you can't just pick up and call
lineage.
Him.
Okay.
Because he probably have a time frame that he want to be contacted. And he don't want to help you. It's important. Very important. Very important. I mean, I'm not too surprised about the Kiki laughing because, you know, that's what they do. But I just thought it was very ironic again that you can talk about how somebody is talking to black men, how they're willing to pay for their sperm instead of actually dealing with one of them and being in a relationship with one of them. I thought it was interesting. I would like to know what you guys think about this.
Thank you very much for that, Reva. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I mean, but that's what boss chicks do. They rather pay for a man's services than be a man's wife. Let me say it again. A boss chick would rather pay for a man's services than be a man's wife. Because she's single and independent, she don't need no man, right? Right? Let's continue. Let's finish. I got a few more talking points here. Oh, I ain't done. I am not done. Yes, indeed. We're going to bring back... Yeah, I may just bring that to a part 2, but let's see what we do with this one. I am bringing up my man KS. I'm bringing up a man KS for a reason. My man KS, Godfather, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. It's nearly a year since he died, and I'm still stunned to this day. It was last May he passed away. R.I.P. to the Godfather. He had so much work to do, especially with these boss chicks. And he was reaching them. He was reaching. However, he died way too soon. R.I.P. to the Godfather. But here he is talking to a lady who would like to be a boss chick. She wants to be that single, independent, don't need no man woman. And meet a man on her own terms. Usually terms that are way too high for any ordinary man. So therefore she's usually left on the shelf. Past her sell-by date. And asking questions why. Asking the question why. Why indeed did she not listen when she had the chance? When she was at her sexual peak. When she was young, fertile, and at her sexual peak. But I'll let my man KS deal with this right now. Again, came from a secondary source. I'm not happy that indeed is the case, but it was a time crunch, and it is what it is. So, but again, the message is still the same. So, R.I.P. Godfather.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Let me go back.
Cheating online. What are we talking about?
Well, I consider myself to be a boss chick. I'm 26.
Okay.
Currently single. So, I mean, you were explaining to women that they are wasting their years being a boss chick. Why can't I build my life the way I want it without potentially just being a side chick?
What do you want?
A husband eventually.
Why eventually? After what?
After I have what I need to be stable. Because, for example, let's take the baby situation, right? She now is.
No, let's not think that, because that's not how most people live.
I feel like a lot of people do. I feel like a lot of people.
No, they don't. That's not how most people live. Most people aren't millionaires.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true.
So you want a husband eventually.
I
After
do.
you have enough to be why? Okay. Eventually when?
Definitely before I hit 30.
What month is your birthday?
May.
You turn 26 in May?
No, I will turn 27 this coming May.
Right. So in roughly 8 months you'll be 27.
Right.
So
Here's a point of reference. Here's a point of reference, ladies and gentlemen.
8 months or so.
Just a second. Here's a point of reference, ladies and gentlemen. Usually, boss chicks don't usually reach the age of maturity until outside of the entertainment industry, like the normal rank and file boss chick. They don't usually reach that level until their 40s, until their 50s. No one is a boss chick before 30. No woman is a boss chick before 30 unless she's in a certain industry that will go nameless. But yeah, she can't. She's not going to be a boss chick at this time, even though she's striving for it. Chances are that's not going to happen. So to all those who think, okay, I'm going to be a boss chick outside the entertainment industry, and I do mean clothes on or clothes off entertainment industry, most women won't be boss chicks. Just a word of advice. We'll continue.
Have a husband.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How long do you think you will date somebody before you decide whether or not you should get married?
I don't think it's a time frame. I think it's more of compatibility.
No, that's not the question I asked. Come on, boss chick. Let's talk like bosses. Let's speak in the language of business, boss.
Okay, let's do it. I would say 3 years minimum.
3 years minimum of seeing somebody before you know that person's married.
Correct.
So that means you got a whole 8 months to find that person. Come on, boss. Get on the path, boss. Let's boss up. Let's boss up.
That's true. That's very.
Hold the phone steady, please. How many children do you want to have?
I want 2 children.
Mm-hmm. Right. And after you're pregnant and married with your first child, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
I do not. I would prefer to be.
Okay, cool.
Taking care of my kids.
Okay, so, and what percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
The percentage of the financial load of the family.
It means the 2 kids that you're staying home for. But do you want to homeschool? Do you want your kids in public school, private school? What do you want?
I want homeschool.
Okay, so it means you're going to teach them.
I will teach them or find somebody to
No,
teach.
right. But it's going to be a cost.
Right.
And homeschool until what age?
Until they ready to go to college, if that's what
All
they
right. All right. So how long do you want to be married before you have your first child?
I want to be married for at least a year.
Okay, at least a year. So by your calculations, what the fuck do you need to be a boss for if you're going to be a stay-at-home wife?
There's a good question. How can you be a boss chick and be a stay-at-home wife? The two do not connect. They're polar opposites. You can't be a boss chick and a stay-at-home wife. They don't. There's no connection there. There's no connection, especially with young children. That's an impossibility. Damn near impossibility. I would say a 99.99999% impossibility. So I don't know how. That's why she's grinning, because she realizes, oh, I know I made a mistake here. Yes, the Godfather found you out. The Godfather found you out. No boss chick is a, or most, I would say this. No boss chick, or very, 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 very minute amount of boss chicks are both a mother and a business leader at the same time. And usually those are women who are married. Those are usually men who can back their, they usually have men who can back their play. They're not usually doing it on their own. This girl's doing it on her own. And that never happens. That usually never happens unless you're like a Coach Stormy, but even then, her kids are already grown up. So you know they're not happening while they're at childbirth. It ain't happening then. It happens later in life. And by that time, maybe too late. But we continue. She's just come to that realization now.
What if my husband were to leave me?
According to what you just said, boss chick, 3 years of seeing somebody, then after marriage, you don't want to hit a lick. You want to stay at home and raise your kids. That means he has to pay the bills. Then what are you the boss for? What is it doing for the bottom line for the family?
I can't.
Like I said, you can't be a boss chick without a man backing your play. You can't be a boss chick without having a boss man. Let me say that again. You can't be a boss chick without a boss man. That's for the majority of the population. Yeah, you'll have a Coach Stormy every now and again, but even then, pressure bust pipe. And she wants to be out of this. Totally, totally out of this. Continuing.
What is it, man? Boss up. Don't ask me questions with questions, boss. I'm a shareholder. You're the CEO. Maximize profits. Why are we investing in a position that's not going to increase the bottom line? Why are we putting money into something that's not going to put money back into the family?
Tough questions. Very tough. This man has so much to do. Very, 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 very tough questions. How can you be a boss chick and not add and yet not add to the bottom line? You can't. You can't get blood from a stone. You can't literally be a boss, have kids, and not have a husband around to back your play. Not happening. Hell, it took Stormy 3 marriages to become a boss. 3. Before she became a boss chick. 3. And her kids were well grown up before she became a boss chick. But she's learning. She's learning right now.
You got a point.
So, I need to clarify. Let's back it down. Why is it that a woman who really wants to be a stay-at-home wife, homeschool her children, talking about boss chick?
It's my
entrepreneurs and boss chicks running around. These bitches are broke. They're living an Instagram fantasy life. Look at their balance sheets. Excuse me.
Truth be told, I'll give one thing I'll give. Sorry, Godfather. I'll give him Coach Stormy. But she is near a mental breakdown. She was near a mental breakdown being a boss chick. With all the pressures of the world around them, she's a boss chick, but she had a mental... Hey, you saw her. I'm just saying.
Look at the census. Look at the average income. Go to blackdemographics.com. That tells the truth. 9% of black women earn $75,000 or more. 74% of black women earn less than $50,000 a year. The average black woman, don't shake your head, listen and learn.
Don't make me a statistic, though. I'm not a statistic.
You are a statistic. You're not special.
I'm special.
You're not special. You're one of 7 billion. Get over it. The vagina you have comes standard on each model. And the sooner you ladies learn that ain't nothing special about you until we decide it's special, the better off you'll be. Because everything you're talking about, becoming a boss and this and that in the business, how is it going to benefit the family? You just said, I want to homeschool my kids. And then turn around. Here comes this feminist shit. Well, is all I'm supposed to be a mother? Why? Yes. If I had said yes, why is that not the most important thing? How many women out there have businesses and everything else, and they have children that are in the streets, on drugs, on OnlyFans, doing ghetto gags?
Okay,
Which one do you want to do?
Excuse?
There it is. Kevin's telling you. Everything I was telling you tonight. Everything. The psychological issues the kids suffer. The jails that are filled with single parent homes with boss chicks at home. The failure rate of boss chicks in society. But you women don't want to hear the truth, right? Right? You don't understand how being with your man is being a boss chick. Yeah, I said it. Being with your man is you being a boss chick. You, under the leadership of your man, makes you a boss chick. That's a real boss. A boss of one's family. The boss of one's children. The boss of one's proper structure and family environment so that kids can succeed. That's a boss chick. That's one who succeeds. One who can take her cap off when she gets home and be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive to her man. That's a boss chick. Not this fantasy, this fallacy that modern media gives you.
Excuse me. Not many. That's the point. So why do so what's more important? Your ego or your family?
It has nothing to do with my ego. My family.
Well, it sounds like your ego. No. See, that's the problem. Choices and trade-offs. You cannot have it all. Nobody can. If you are out being a boss chick, who's schooling your children?
I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurs who can sit on their assets and take care of their
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, you don't know anybody. Excuse me. This is more of this fantasy stuff. I'm living this for real. I know the world. You're 26. Why don't you listen?
All right.
Because how many millionaires do you know?
7.
How many female millionaires do you know?
Personally, none. That doesn't mean I can't be one.
What do you want to do? You want to have a successful family, or do you want to be a boss chick? Because you can't have both.
Kevin? Man, the world needs you still. The world needs you still. Kevin put it out there on the wood. How many boss chicks are out there who are single mothers with young children? How many that don't have the backing of their husbands? How many? .0000001%. That's how. That's how. Usually raising their children on their own. Usually obtaining $1,500 shots to themselves in order to be that boss chick they always wanted. This is who these boss chicks are. This is the breeding ground for boss chicks. But the fact of the matter is, a boss chick, the real boss chicks out there are those who hold their families down and together. Help a man reach his goals. Those are the boss chicks. Who are help running households and help bringing families together. Those are the boss chicks. Those are the real boss chicks. Not this Madison Avenue created boss chick motif that has bamboozled most modern women today. I'm here to tell you that. Because those boss chicks cause more problems in society than they realize. Kevin's already pointed that out. Pointed it out. But they still live in the land of delusion. And want you to come too. Won't you join them? These boss chicks? Join them in the land in which their children suffer from mental difficulties, psychological issues. Join them in the land where they may suffer a breakdown themselves. Join them in the land where they can't build generational wealth. Join them in the land where everything's an illusion.
See, this is a modern feminist programming running amok, because what she actually said up front is what her heart truly wants. She truly wants a family. She truly wants to school her children like the natural impulse, but the fear that's been placed into modern women. Fear, scarcity, and lack. Well, what if he does this? What if he does that? When 80% of the time when the divorce is filed, it's a woman filing it. Men aren't leaving relationships. It's you ladies, because you're dual-minded. You're chaotic. You want to be impressive to your friends instead of impressing and doing what you should do with your family and your man. Because these chicks you're talking about, all these boss chicks, I sit around and look at them all day. They're single as fuck, unhappy, and alone. They can get a lot of dick, a lot of attention. They can travel. They can make good Instagrams, good TikToks. But what they don't have is a family this time of year.
We just passed Christmas, people. We just passed Christmas. How many people around how many boss chicks around the holidays were content and happy in their homes? Yes, they had family around them, but there's something eating away inside them. They knew they were resting outside their family. They realized it, but it's gnawing away to them like a cancer, but they just can't scratch that itch. An itch that only a man of leadership can provide. Because she's not resting in her family. Remember, boss chicks are masculine. Masculine. Yes, masculine. They have masculine traits that if they don't shut off at home, they will end up alone. If they can't shut off at home, they'll end up alone. Annette comes back with us. Thank you very much, Annette. If you don't know any other way, how do you know what you're missing out on? How do you know what you're missing out on? Ignorance is bliss. You're absolutely correct. Ignorance is absolute bliss. But you know what? There's a yearning. There's a. You can sense it. This isn't right. Coach Stormy let you know that. Something's off here. Something's amiss. Something's awry. You have that female intuition, and it tells you. It's not registering. Something's missing in my life. Ignorance is bliss. I understand that. But something is. It's that itch you can't scratch. It's that feminine. That's that feminine that's actually masculine. And if you cannot find a way to rest in your feminine, it's going to eat you alive. It will eat you alive. Mark my words. And you know where those sins rest on? It rests on your children. Listen, those jails are full of boss chick children. The jails are filled with boss chick children. Just saying.
Right. So you're saying I should just drop all?
I'm not saying. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I have my own business currently.
Okay. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Dominguez Hills out here in California.
What's your degree?
Criminal justice. Useless degree, yes.
Criminal justice, communications, marketing, sociology, psychology. You can't make this shit up. And what's your business?
I have a car rental company.
A what?
Car rental company.
Car rental. You rent cars?
I have cars of my own that I rent out. I have a car rental company.
How long have you had this business?
Going on a year now.
What did you do before that?
Work regular 9 to 5.
And how many cars? Do you have a fleet?
Yes, I have 6 cars in my fleet. Currently, 4 of them I own.
Is it a limousine company? Is it an executive car?
No, just mid-luxury to economy cars.
Huh.
And what do you expect to... Okay, and this has been up for a year?
Yes, been going strong for almost a year, yes.
Do you have any W-2 employees?
No, I work for my company.
Oh, okay. So who are your drivers? Not your drivers. So you rent cars?
Yes, so my cars really bring in money for me.
So what do you plan on doing with that next 5 years?
I'm planning on scaling it to the point where I'm out of it and I can sit at home with my kids.
Excuse me. Scaling it to what?
My personal goal is just have an exotic fleet.
Exotic fleet.
Where's going to be the cash for the growth of this business? If you work standard 9 to 5.
Again, I'm gonna speed past this because he's just analyzing your career.
Business, you said school you, then be quiet and listen. Or you can talk it. You can be strong, loud, and wrong. Go ahead. Because I'm not saying anything to hurt you. But why are you so defiant?
Just before Kevin gets into that, I have a few comments here. Thank you very much again, Annette. Yes, indeed. So you're saying that a single female cannot raise productive kids? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's harder, though. I'm not saying that at all. I'm asking you if you can have generational wealth, though. I'm not saying that at all. But the chances of that much less that you raise those productive kids. Yes, you can raise productive kids as a single parent, but guess what? It's going to take a village, a huge-ass village, to raise those kids. Because if you're doing it on your own, you don't see the blind spots. They are there for all to see, and guess what? Your next question is, only jail babies? Well, 80% of the prison population the male prison population come from single-parent homes. Men who learn how to be emotional from women and take it out on society become violent criminals. Because there was no structure, there was no discipline fed to them by a man. And that's the end, and then that's the byproduct of it, and it's visited on all of us. No one's saying them kids have daddies, but no, but what we are saying is these women won't succumb to the headship of a man. Not for a long period of time. They won't learn how to be a man's wife. That's what we're saying. And that's a problem. That may or may not, but chances are will visit society at a later date.
Well, I don't plan to fail. Well, man, who does? All you need is a second round of Corona to fail. Oops,
Oops. Transportation's never going away. Everybody gonna need a car.
man. A second. Oh, your business thrived during the lockdown.
Um,
Oops. No, it didn't. You didn't have it.
I didn't.
Right. And would it have thrived during the lockdown? When we're locked down, no one's going anywhere. That means nobody's renting a car.
Uber Eats, Uber.
Rental car. Excuse me, ma'am. That essential drivers don't rent cars. They own cars.
They own cars.
This is what I'm saying.
Some of them do.
Talk like a boss.
I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're talking like a girl. Another lockdown of coronavirus. Your business is in trouble because you have no employees, so you can't even really apply for big money on the Paycheck Protection Loan, Paycheck Protection Program. Another lockdown, the Delta variant. We're in the winters. We're in the fall and winter. It's around here. Do you even know what's going on with the coronavirus, business owner? Do you understand how it's impacting business worldwide? And one more lockdown for a business, a car rental business. No one needs to rent cars because they have Uber, they have Lyft, they have Via. So you're saying that somebody rents a car to go drive Uber? Well, no one's going to rent a car to drive Uber in a lockdown.
They're gonna rent my car to do Uber and Uber Eats.
This is why boss. Remember, guys, I want you to go back to the audience. Remember why I said boss chicks fail and become side chicks? The word that starts with an E, ends with an O, right here below me. Ego is bigger than her head. She can't even hear. A man who has twice your age and far more experience in business, and you talking like you got the keys to life, and you had a 9 to 5 last year. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a problem. Boss chicks have big egos. They think they can do it all by themselves. But life has a strange way of showing them what's what. Just keep on living. This girl swears to the high heavens that she's going to be a success at whatever she does on her own. Mind you, on her own. When usually those who succeed in business and are considered boss chicks usually have backing from a household. A full household. A household in which generational wealth is assured and the man is at the helm helping her make those decisions. Those tough decisions so that she can succeed in business. Well, sure, you'll get some, Coach Stormies, these ladies who, somehow have been, success stories. But at the end of the day, how do the kids end up? How do the families end up? They end up in broken homes, people. Broken homes. You don't want to hear me. Kevin's speaking from the grave. I'm just saying.
I'm talking like I know I could be and will be something, and you are not
Who
definitely.
said? Excuse you. See, that's another thing. You ladies think because someone tells you the realities about business, you're killing my dreams. You're crushing my dreams. Dreams are fine, but they need to be rooted in reality. You had to fund this business. Why? Because you didn't have the credit to go into a bank to get it. You didn't have the collateral to go into a bank to get it.
I did. I
Okay, and how much? Okay, and then why? Oh, you did?
How do you think I got
Okay, you said
cars?
no. You said you saved up. That's what you said.
Of
I
course,
said where
that's a
the
capital
excuse me.
asset.
No. I said where the seed money come from. Let's back up because you said you saved up. Where did all the seed money come from? Did you save it all or did you get a loan?
Got a loan, used my credit,
Mm-hmm.
used what
How
I
big?
had saved.
How much was the loan?
On all four cars, I have four different loans on my cars.
Wow.
Okay. So you don't own the cars. You're paying them.
Well, my customers pay from me, yes.
They're in your name, not your customer's name.
Well, yeah, whatever. Yes, I'm
Right.
paying.
So how much was the loan? Did you take a loan from the small business loan from the bank?
Mm-hmm.
No, I just financed my cars
Right.
with my business.
Exactly. So you're over. So so let's keep it real. You had a 9 to 5.
Yes.
You saved some money. You went and got a car, then another car, and another car, and another car. But all those cars are not yours. They're still being paid. So it means you have to have, excuse me, means you have to pay full coverage, everything else. And and you said you use your credit.
Correct.
So, are you cash flow positive?
Yes. My business is profitable.
It's profitable. How much? Okay, I'm gonna ask you a trick question. Are you taking the salary?
Am I taking a salary? I pay myself, yes.
First year business owner. 4 cars on
Six.
lease.
Six on
Six.
my fleet. I own four.
Six on 4. You pay yourself. No employees, ma'am. Again, I'm trying to look at you. If you think this is a solid business that's going to, okay.
Okay, indeed. The thing about boss chicks are they take a huge risk on themselves. A huge psychological risk, a huge financial risk, and in doing so, risk their sanity, risk their lives without the backing of a man, without the backing of a husband in order to get their dreams off the ground. And chances are, if they don't succeed, it's not only taken out on them psychologically, but it's taken out on their kids. Yeah, their kids. Any future kids they may have. So any sort of optimism that they once carried will lead to the negativity that their kids revisit again and again and again. And that's saying life is easier as a unit. This is desired outcome in most cases. No one wants their unit to malfunction, but it happens. Yeah, well, less chance of things not happening when you have a man at home. When you learn to rest in your feminine. When you rely on his stewardship. When you can rest in your feminine, rest assured that you can make it together. When you have a solid plan of success. This woman's swimming out there alone, among the sharks. Guess what happens to those who swim among the sharks? And blood is in the water.
I'm going to tell you this way.
Or should I say blood money?
Take it to Shark Tank and see what happens.
Shark Tank.
You think if you took this business to Shark Tank, the sharks would invest in?
Yes. I wouldn't go in there.
Oh, here's the thing. Most of those women on Shark Tank are married. Yeah, those boss chicks know how to be wise when they get home. Just saying.
They wouldn't.
Of course. Right. So if that's the case, could you go back into Bank of America, Chase, any of the large multinational banks and go out and get another loan? Or get a loan?
Yes.
Okay. Then when are you gonna start hiring people?
I'm in the process of doing that right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like you got all this to do. You still need 3 years to find a husband. Which one's gonna get first? Oops. See, you thought I was going a whole nother way and I went a different direction. No. This is what you said you want. Don't clam up now.
My husband.
Don't clam up now. You gotta admit, that's a lot to do. You see, that's the point.
It is a lot. I agree.
And when you ladies stop talking like men don't know what the fuck we're talking about and start understanding that we do bring value and we're not trying to crush your dreams or whatever, I just took what it is you said you wanted and put it in a language that you understand it, and it even made you shut up. That's why you can't be a boss chick and a wife. Not this way. Because what you want is something different. How does this rental car business facilitate you becoming a wife with 2 children that you're staying at home raising? It's homeschooling. How does that business facilitate that? Answer that question. That's fair. That's a fair question.
That is a fair question.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the eternal conundrum, people. That's the eternal conundrum. How can you be a boss chick and a baby mother? That's the eternal question. Do you... Oh, here's remember we had that show a couple weeks ago where that 51-year-old reporter went back home, gave up her career to have her family, she's 51 years old, so her parents are in their 70s. Help her raise her child while she gave up her boss chick career as a reporter? Yeah. That's what happened. Sorry. That's what happens to boss chicks. That's exactly what happens to boss chicks, guys. Instead of building with a man at the head, instead of having a man help you create what you want at the end of the day, you want to go it alone. You're a boss chick, right? You're a winner. You are a winner. You're a winner at life. How's that working out? How's that working out for her? When she comes to the realization that this lady has a leaky business plan and no one to support her. That this lady doesn't have the backing and the foresight of a man to help her sort through this business world. You know, I was called recently by a friend with a legal issue, and she was, it was a lady, and she was, at wit's end, and she didn't know what to do with herself. Sort of like what Coach Stormy was at in her previous film. And it took me to calm her down and carve her path out so that she can reach her legal goal. That's what men do. Men are logical thinkers. That's what we do. Men instill discipline, focus, and legitimacy to any idea. We help bring things forward, especially in the business world. Because again, press is not for shoulders. Press is for shoulders, it's not for hips. That's why you see a lot of these women who become quote-unquote boss chicks, quote-unquote business successes, have their men as their foundation, and who can indeed rely on him to get them where they got to go, instead of doing it on your own. Not only in the business world, but also when it comes to family. Allow a woman to rest in their family, because when they don't, the repercussions are there for all to see. All to see. Annette was saying here, obviously they want to, they went through was not, what they went through was not serious, and they couldn't work through it, and, well, there you go. Where's the compromise? Boss chicks don't compromise, right? They're single, independent, don't need no men. They don't wish to be covered, so there it is. I'll let this one finish out.
The answer is?
I guess when you put it like that, I am more concerned about my protection if my husband were to leave.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to move to the side for a second. I don't know how long you've been watching me, so don't take this personal. Remember what I said. Decisions made in fear, scarcity, and lack tend to reside in anxiety and stress. And fear, scarcity, and lack is what motivates modern women's interaction with men. It's not in good faith. It's always, I gotta protect myself in case the worst happens. But if you look at the numbers, as a business person should, a 50+% divorce rate, 8 out of 10 divorces are initiated by the woman. Men are not leaving. You ladies leave. Even if 8 out of 10, even if half of those were for the worst parts of the Bible, he's beating you up with kittens and having sex with your brother. That still leaves 4 out of 10 marriages that women are walking away from for irreconcilable differences. I'm not happy. Bottom line, the fear you ladies have is you. Because right here, we just showed that you guys don't think about anything really long term. And you're not cultivating the skills to go 30, 40, 50 years with somebody. You have short-term skills with a man, like most modern women. That's why you have to give yourself insurance, because you, like most modern women, are the variable, not us. So, again, the business you're talking about, at the end of the day, if you found the man that you were talking about, that business would go away. And even if it made $100,000, that would be it. It's not something that will continue to run. So, does it make more sense to take your time, energy, in your prime years to devote it into something that, by your own admission, you would be willing to give up to raise your own children?
Yeah.
This is like going into student loan debt to go to Princeton or Harvard to get a degree in English. It's useless. I just asked you, how is what you're talking about going to benefit the family? You don't have an answer, and you still are saying yes. That's ego.
That's right, ladies. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Boss chick energy, boss chick moves never benefit a family. Overall, never do. It's a very selfish act to a certain extent. If you don't have a man there backing your play, it becomes problematic. If you can't have your man be one with you in your vision and your goal, your chances of failure are that much greater. Being a boss chick. Yeah. That much greater. going to leave that there, but I'm going to come back to this because I have a few more slides that I want to do, because I want to get the men's point of view. I got a panel. I have this one panel here from the table with group, but I think we've run out of time today. But I want to come back to let ladies know how men really feel about boss chicks. How actual men. I mean, Kevin Samuels is a man. You know, he was the man. Let's face facts. He was him. But it's always best to get an average guy perspective on boss chicks. So we're going to come back with that on our next Talk Live. But tonight was a lively show. Tonight nearly ran 3 hours. And I thank you very much for tonight. Thank you for all the participants tonight. It was a really, really well-subscribed show. Thank you to my guest who was with me tonight. I think her name started with an M. But anyways, I don't want to put her name out there. Leave her anonymous. But she was... She gave some very poignant tips in that boss ladies need to leave their armory at the door when they come in and rest in their femininity in order to succeed. And the thing about boss chicks, are they winning in 2022? Well, that remains to be seen. For now, they aren't. And we'll go into this on the second Talk Live, because I want to take a modern man's point of view on boss chicks. So we're going to go into that in our next show, because I know this is going to I knew this was going to spill over, but due to the huge amount of people who participate in the show, thank you, Annette, thanks you, Cass, and everybody who did jump in tonight. But it was a great show. It was a fantastic show. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live tonight, live on IG and YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are back again, up to 1,000 subscribers. This will be put up in due course. We have a few things that we have to put in due course. And also, we're getting into some shorts. Shorts are coming. My social media guy has been has been getting on my back, and I have to get onto that. So this week we're going to do some releases and work on those. And again, more equipment to come. But yes, we're going to leave it there on Talk Live, and I'm a bit hungry, and I've only had fruit today. So tonight, Talk Live is over, but we are coming back with our boss ladies winning in 2023. We're coming back with that, with the men's point of view. That'll happen, probably Saturday. We'll go on Saturday night. Yes, we'll go on Saturday. Yes, and then next week we'll have our Woman of the Week. Our High Value Woman of the Week. That's coming up in our following show. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Also, we're going to be talking about the Operation Emasculation. We're going to delve into how the world is trying to emasculate men, make weaker men, make stronger ladies. Again, these boss chicks. And how the world is suffering as a result. So thank you very much for joining us on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to leave it there, but we'll be back Saturday night. Hope we enjoy ourselves. Fingers crossed on my Arsenal. Arsenal are going again against Reading. Is it Reading? No. It is Brentford. Brentford on Saturday, and hope 3 points. We're on first place. We got to keep it rolling. And again, the Super Bowl coming up, but we can talk about that on Saturday. Talk Live, hopefully after an Arsenal win. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live. I'm about to get myself something to eat, and I'm getting a little dizzy. But thank you very much for talking to me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back on Saturday with part 2 of If Boss Chicks Are Winning in 2022. And I'll see you then. And if you talk, walk the walk. Good night from Toronto. Oh, sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTLK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. More changes on the way. Good night from Toronto. And to my YouTube viewers, I'm back on Talk Live here. Let's go back to the full cam. Again, thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live tonight. It was a very, very lively and emotionally charged subject on boss babes, on boss chicks, and how they're doing. And how it is to be a boss chick in 2022, which is, you know, a bit of a problem. But we're going to go into part 2 on Saturday night on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And yes, we've nearly gone 3 hours on this one, but it was a very lively show and it needed to be discussed. So we'll be going to part 2, getting the men's point of view on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment.